The last 6 months have been difficult for all of us. Many of us have faced job losses and other major life changes spurred by the coronavirus pandemic. If you're looking at your finances right now and you're thinking, man, we gotta change something, you're in the right place. If you're watching this, you're probably not Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos, and let's face it, you never will be. But you've got to go get your piece of the pie too. Let's talk about how to build wealth, even if you weren't born wealthy. This is Money Talks. I'm Anna Beahm. Building wealth. It sounds scary and impossible. If you've watched any of the last 3 videos about the wealth gap in America, you may be feeling a little cynical right now. I know I certainly am. The many wealth gaps are a problem, and it feels so frustrating because you did nothing to cause them. Many major societal changes are needed to fully close this gap, and we'll get to work on them. In the meantime, there are some things you can do to maximize the wealth and the income that you have now. Here's some tips. Buy life insurance outside of your job. Millions of Americans lost their jobs thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic, and that company life insurance plan can't do much for you if you don't have a job anymore. So you really should consider buying a life insurance plan outside of your work-provided plan, if you even have a work-provided life insurance plan now. And if your company does provide life insurance and they're still offering it even in the time of COVID, you should keep it. It's tempting to cut it to try to reduce the deductions from your paycheck, but you really don't want to let go of that life insurance. And if you do end up buying a plan outside of work, remember that the younger you buy life insurance, the cheaper it is. So don't put it off. Life insurance ensures that your family and your debts will be taken care of after you die. It's also a way to transfer wealth to your family and make sure that they can afford to bury you. No more GoFundMe funerals, y'all. That is sad. You can also borrow money from certain types of life insurance policies. It's like giving a loan to yourself, but because it is a loan, you will have to pay it back. Next tip, examine your spending. This one seems like a no-brainer. I know, you're probably saying, duh, Anna. But seriously, look at your spending. Take 3 months of your bank statements and look at your expenses. Try to determine what spending is based on your cost of living and what spending is just extra stuff. This comes to my next tip. Make a budget. So after you've looked at all of your expenses and all of your spending, try to use that to make a budget. Now, it doesn't have to be a bare bones Dave Ramsey budget where you never eat out for 4 years, but you should get serious about where you spend your money. What's important about a budget is that your income be greater than your expenses. If your expenses are more than your income, you need to make some adjustments. You may be able to trim up some spending to make up the difference, and that will free up money that you can use to save or invest in your future, or in your business, or in whatever it is you want to do to ensure that you can keep living the good life that you want. And if you do some trimming and you still can't make room for all those expenses, gotta look at your income. Okay, Anna, I know what a budget is, but what does this have to do with wealth? Having a budget is about knowing how you spend your money. And knowing how you spend your money empowers you to make good choices about where you spend it. Are you spending your money on cocktails every weekend, or are you putting more into your 401k? Are you spending too much money on day-to-day expenses, or are you putting money back so you can finally start that business you've been talking about for 5 years? How you spend matters. And my next tip is to start saving. I know, saving is even scarier than thinking about building wealth, at least for me, because sometimes that bank account will just burn a hole in your pocket. You just gotta go spend it. And I know, it's hard to save money. It's a discipline. And it's hard to save money right now when so many people have fewer wages than what they did before the pandemic began. But even if you're saving as little as $20 every paycheck, you're still saving something. These savings are important because you want to be able to continue investing in your means of living so that even when there's a bump in the road, you can still live that good life you want. But most important, the absolute most important tip that I can give you is to find a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor, but I talked to several for this video. I'm simply sharing the good news. But if you really, really want to get serious about your investments or your spending, try to talk to someone. They can give you the best advice about what to do with your money, where to put it, and how to spend it. If you have more questions about money or about how money makes the world turn, send me email or comment on this post or send me a carrier pigeon or find me on Twitter. I'm there and I want to answer your questions. We've still got a whole lot to talk about. This is only the beginning of the financial crisis caused by the pandemic. Hopefully we can keep talking about it together. So thanks for watching. This is Money Talks and I'm Anna Beahm. See you next time.